In the year 2000, humanity decided that red was boring. Welcome to the era of EZ Squirt, the ketchup that looked like radioactive waste but tasted like tomatoes. Look at this. Truly look at it. If you saw this on a plate today, you would probably call a priest or a hazmat team. But in the early 2000s, this wasn't a mistake. This was innovation. Welcome back to WTF History. Today, we are revisiting the era of peak consumer madness, a time when Heinz decided that the one thing missing from your family dinner was neon sludge. This is the story of EZ Squirt Ketchup, the product that proved humans will eat literally anything if you put a cartoon on the bottle. For 130 years, ketchup was red. It was predictable. It was safe. But by the late 90s, Heinz had a problem. They owned 50% of the market, but growth was stalling. They needed to capture the most chaotic demographic on the planet, children. The marketing logic of the year 2000 was simple. If it is loud, if it is neon, and if it makes your parents say, ugh, kids will buy it. On October 17, 2000, Heinz released Blastin Green. It wasn't just a new color, it was a psychological experiment. They changed the formula to be sweeter, added a precision nozzle for food art, and sat back to watch the world burn. Here is the WTF part. How do you make something that is naturally blood red turn neon blue without it tasting like a crayon? You cannot just add blue dye to red ketchup. That gives you a muddy brownish purple that looks like something you shouldn't put on a hot dog. Heinz had to strip the color out of the tomatoes first. They processed the paste to remove the red pigment, then blasted it with massive amounts of blue number 1 or yellow number 5.
They also added vitamin C to keep the color from oxidizing and turning gray on the shelf. The result? A condiment that looked like a Smurf's blood but tasted exactly like regular Heinz. At first, it was a triumph. Heinz sold 10 million bottles in the first 7 months. They expanded the line to funky purple, stellar blue, and electric pink. They even did a Shrek tie-in, because of course they did. But then the novelty wore off, and the side effects began. Parents started noticing that their kids were becoming colorful. Because of the sheer volume of dye required to turn red tomatoes blue, the ketchup was literally staining kids' teeth, tongues, and, according to many frantic 2001 internet forums, their digestive output. By 2003, sales were tanking. It turns out there is a biological reason we do not eat blue food.
In nature, blue often signals toxic or moldy. Once the cool factor died, our lizard brains took over and said, "Do not put the blue sludge on the burger, Dave." In 2006, Heinz quietly took EZ Squirt behind the shed and put it out of its misery. Today, these bottles are collector's items, which is a fancy way of saying bottled biohazards that people sell for hundreds of dollars on eBay. The blue ketchup era was a glitch in the matrix. It was a time when we were so bored with the end of history that we decided to dye our condiments neon colors just to feel something. But hey, if you remember eating funky purple on your chicken nuggets in 2002, let me know in the comments. Does your tongue still feel blue? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay weird. I will see you in the next rabbit hole.
History is stranger than you think. From forgotten battles to bizarre inventions, we uncover the stories that make you say, "What the history?"